Welcome back to the Real Life Moms podcast. This is a place where we can take a break from the chaos of parenting and take time to focus on ourselves. I'm Lisa Foster, your host, and today we're discussing beauty from the inside out. And I am here with fellow mom, Christina Flach. She is a celebrity makeup artist and the CEO and founder of Pretty Girl Makeup. She inspires women to be the best version of themselves and to overcome life's greatest obstacles. Hi, Christina. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
I love the message you convey on your brand, the importance of that inner beauty. Can you talk a little bit more about what really inner beauty means to you and why you're
Well,
so passionate about it?
because I think, people have this misconception about, that makeup and taking care of oneself is superficial. And I disagree. I think, we all try to look our best when we go out. We want to feel our best. So when I speak about beauty from the inside out, to me that means what we eat, what we drink, our rest, our exercise, laughter, joy, gratitude. These are all the things that make you beautiful from the inside out. When someone is happy and positive, they have a totally different energy than someone that has, a difficult attitude. And also, I believe it makes my job easier when my clients take good care of their skin, obviously. So, I'm all about drinking the water with the Bragg's apple cider vinegar, lemon first thing in the morning, the green juice, not drinking a lot of alcohol, and getting enough rest and taking care of our skin. It's super important with the vitamin C serums and the different moisturizers and oils on our face. So, when I talk about beauty from the inside out, that's where I'm coming from.
Oh, I love that. I love that nutritional aspect of it because I think we forget how important that is to our skin. It just seems like
Yes.
we think about it as weight loss or heart health, but the skin, they say, right, is the mirror to your inside, really, right?
Absolutely. It definitely is. And it just, people want to cover up with makeup. And, you know, I don't agree with that. I mean, makeup is supposed to make you look like a better version of you, but it's also supposed to just enhance. It's not supposed to completely mask your face and your skin. So when do makeup on a client, it's all about making sure that the skin is prepped well and having, just hiding gently the flaws that we all have, the dark circles or the blemishes that everyone gets.
So if there's someone who really wants to work on that inner beauty to start, because that seems like the foundation. Like you could put foundation on your face, right? But you
Right.
need the foundation to start with. What would you tell moms to start with? What would be that first thing?
Well, first thing is stop making excuses behind your children. Oh, I have so much to do because I have 5 children. So don't tell me you're so busy. Okay. Because I have a pile of children. Self care is not selfish. It actually makes you become a better version of you. I'm able to take care of all my children and my coworker and my clients, everything, because I've taken a bit of time to work out, to make sure that first thing in the morning I have my water, I have my green juice, I have my tea, I make sure that I've slept. It is super important. Sleep, it's not called beauty rest for no reason at all. It really is the key to everything. When you're rested, you just feel better. And I think, you know, just taking a few moments, you don't need to spend an hour on your makeup at all. You need to just be able to cover up the dark circles, fill in the brows, make your eyes look a little bit more bright and a little bit of color on your cheeks and your lips, and you're ready to go out the door. It literally, you can spend 5 minutes on yourself. It'll make a huge difference. And I just know we're all visual people. And when we take a moment to just look like the best version of ourselves, even if it's just 5 minutes, we're going to feel better. Our attitude's going to be more positive. Our confidence is going to be greater than it was when I mean, when I wake up in the morning and I look at myself, I think, what happened? I went to sleep. I know I didn't look this unfortunate when I went to bed. I wake up, I look like I got beaten with the ugly stick. So it's just important in the morning to wake up. I use the little, those jade roller brushes. I keep one in the freezer, roll my eyes out in the morning, put some moisturizer on, and then start my day. And it just makes me feel better.
Yeah, that's such a good point because granted, I think the busy thing that parents say all the time, I'm too busy, but There is an excuse factor, and I also think we just forget about ourselves. Like, I know that I get up, I'm, like, busy doing stuff, and then I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm walking out the door to go to work, and I haven't
Right.
even really looked in the mirror." And thank goodness I brushed my teeth, maybe some underarm
Yes.
deodorant, which is
Right.
awesome and
God,
helpful,
you're
but
you're already ahead of the game.
yay, and everybody appreciates it also, I know. But the makeup thing, I mean, I also don't know what to do. I'm gonna be honest.
That's true. That's
I have
fair.
this
That is
makeup
fair.
bag that I swear I have had since high school. And I know I watched a video of yours and I was shocked because there's like expiration dates on the makeup, which I think we should probably highlight because I swear my makeup is probably like 5 years plus. I know.
Right.
Sorry.
No,
Um,
it's fine. It's just like, for example, mascara lasts 2 to 3 months. Get
mhm.
a new one. They're not that you can get them at CVS, get them somewhere that are reasonable. I'm actually starting a new company. I just trademarked I'm Too Busy for skincare
Oh.
and cosmetics because I hear this all the time. People don't know what to do. They've been doing the same makeup routine since high school. And now they're 45, 50, 60 years old. They're like, okay, I know there's got to be some other thing to do. And so I want to make it simple. You don't need to have, you have to remember when you go to a department store or to a Sephora or an Ulta, they are there to sell you products. They're not really there to train you. That's not their job. They're there to sell you products. So you don't need to buy just because you saw it on Instagram or TikTok. It doesn't mean it's appropriate for your lifestyle. If you're a CEO or you're an executive or you're a mom, you're just going to a PTA meeting, whatever it is you're doing, that's not those things, the baking and the contouring, that's not appropriate for an everyday person to go out into the world. I mean, I still do photo shoots. I never do all of that show on my clients. It doesn't happen. First of all, I don't have time, and second of all, it's distracting. So I don't want my clients to feel distracted when they go in front of a camera. I want them to feel like the best versions of themselves. And so I just make sure that, the dark circles are gone and the brows are filled in, the cheeks have a little glow and the lips have a little bit of color. And that's really all you need to do. You don't need a million things. You need a mascara, an eyeliner, some neutral eyeshadows, a bronzer, and some blush, and something for your lips. That's it. You don't need, and obviously concealer, because concealer is literally everything to me. I'll do a couple of 2 or 3, very thin rounds of it under the eyes when I start, some foundation, obviously, and then sunscreen is super important. Sunscreen is 365 days of the year, even if it's raining, even if it's snowing, you need it. Consistency is everything with your skin. You need to protect it. And you will be surprised. Your face will look like it's taken care of. It will look hydrated and fresh and dewy. And that's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be this whole big thing. It needs to be simple so you can do it every day. I mean, I get told by clients all the time, oh, I bought this whole new skincare regime. It's so amazing. It's 19 steps. And I'm like, okay, how many times are you going to do those 19 steps? Well, I did it once. I go, well, how long have you had it? I don't know, about a year. So I started I'm Too Busy. So it's 3 steps. We're doing a reverse cleansing, which is really interesting. I love working with these beauty chemists, these scientists. They're fascinating. My beauty chemist is the man that invented the Urban Decay, the setting spray. He's amazing. And so he asked me what I did first thing in the morning. And I'm like, oh, well, I splash my face with water. And he's like, ding, 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 wrong. I'm like, what? What do you mean? He goes, no. He goes, do you drink the water out of your faucet? And I'm like, hell no. And he said, well, why would you put it on your face?
Oh,
That's what dries your skin because the minerals, the chlorine, and God knows what's in our water, right? So we're doing a reverse cleansing, which means we put the cleanser and the moisturizer on the face and as a barrier, and then the water to take it off. And then we have the third step is to protect the skin from the elements. So I think 3 steps is doable for the average person. They will do 3 steps. They're not going to do 19 or 10 or whatever. So we're doing that. And then with the makeup, I want everyone to just be able to be confident that I'm a makeup artist. I want you to look like the best version of you. So I'm not going to sell you a bunch of things that you don't need. Why are you going to have confidence? And that's another thing, if you think about it. Why are our customers going to have any confidence in a brand when they're being sold things that they don't use? All they're going to think is that brand just sells me a bunch of stuff that's like not necessary. I have clients that will bring me I'll do a consultation and they'll bring me all their makeup. And it's like more than I have in my whole kit, which I have, you can imagine, tons of things. I go, how many of these products do you use? And they're like, I don't know, 4 or 5. So those things that you have that you get gift with purchase that we all love to get, put them in little gift bags and give it to your friends and get rid of it. I mean, believe me, I've done the same thing. Like, oh, I'm going to use it one day. I don't even use it in my kit for my clients. So simplify your life and just use the products that you need to look like the best version of you.
So much information. Awesome. If I'm a busy mom, right? Busy mom, that's who we're
Yes,
talking to.
yes, yes.
And I don't know how to apply makeup, maybe correctly, air quotes. So, can you walk me through like just easy, maybe 3 products, how
Okay,
to apply it?
absolutely.
What do I do? I'm on my way to work. I'm busy, but I want to walk out of my home with confidence. I want to feel good that I took care of myself, even in this little bit. So, what do I
Okay,
do?
so first things first, moisturize the face. Okay. After that, we're going to do some concealer underneath the eye and on the eyelid. The
Mm.
eyelid, everyone has discoloration. We have veins, we have pink, we have dark, we have all kinds of colors going on. So when you think about it, when you paint a wall, you put a primer down first, right? So what we want on your eyelids, so we can see the true color that we're going to put on there, is we want it to be just an even color. So we put some concealer underneath the eye and then on the lid. Use, oh, another thing, wash your makeup brushes, ladies. Super important. Wash them. Soap, water, conditioner. You can use vinegar and olive oil to disinfect and get it all off. I did a segment on NBC on California Live on cleaning makeup brushes. Needs to be done at least once a week. Back to the face. So once we've got the eyelids done underneath and on top,
And can I
I'm
can,
gonna,
can I ask you one
yes.
question because I'm really like basic at this? Is
Okay.
concealer the same as foundation or is that totally different?
It can, you can use a foundation,
Okay.
but a concealer is a little bit thicker and you want to moisturize one and you don't want to put powder underneath the eyes. It shows fine lines and wrinkles. So after we put on an eye cream or a moisturizer, we'll put on just a concealer, which is a little bit heavier to just kind of tone down the darkness underneath the eyes and on the lids. Use a makeup brush, use your fingers, whichever you're more comfortable with. Then we're going to go fill in the brows. All brows need just a tiny bit. You can use a shadow, you can use an eyebrow pencil. Totally up to you. Either work. Then the back to the eyelid, we're going to get like a creamy color eyeshadow on the whole lid. We want it light. And in here in these little dark in the corners of your eye, like right there, it's always a little dark. You want to make sure especially that that's lightened up. Then we go to an eyeliner. We'll get an eyeliner. We'll start in the corner, go to the other corner, and you want it thin in the lashes. You don't want it too thick because that's going to shrink your eyes. We want our eyes to look bigger. So we're going to make a thin little line in the right above the lashes and underneath the lashes in the lash line. Then you can use a shadow to go on top. It'll give a little longevity. It will also correct any mistakes that we've made and also soften the look a bit. You can use, if you don't have an eyeliner pencil, you can use an eyeshadow to go underneath the eye. Either work. You can fill in, people complain a lot about hooded eyes. Like, we have a crease. If you want to put a little shadow, you're going to look straight into the mirror and create your own crease. But that might get a little too complicated for someone, but
That
just
might
keep
be
it
past
light.
the
That
busy.
might be past the busy. Okay. So we'll leave it at that. We'll just do the liner top and bottom. Okay. And the lids, and then the mascara. You're going to get your brand new mascara and we're going to start, in the corner, go all the way to the end and extend it in the outer corners of the lashes, top and bottom. You don't have to do bottom. Some people get a little teary, so their mascara runs. So just put it on the top and do a couple of, rounds of it, of the mascara out in the corner. Totally pops the eyes. You've got your brows filled in and then, put a little bit of, you've got the foundation all over the face, get a little bit on your neck just for protection, and then put a little bit of blush or some bronzer and then fill in your lips and that's it. You're done. Out the door.
Done. So it should take
Yeah.
like 5 minutes. It doesn't sound very
5 minutes.
long if you
It's
know what
not
you're
long.
doing. Okay.
Yeah. And don't worry. Q-tips are your friend. You can do something and it's not going to last forever. Try something different. We did a really fun thing on California Live. We did a beauty dare. Beauty Dare Challenge. And what that was, for those of us that wear a ton of makeup, tone it down like 5 notches. And those of us who wear very little or none, take it up a few notches and see, do it for a week, see how you feel. And it was so interesting how many people were so incredibly uncomfortable with changing the way they do their makeup. People have been doing, it's almost like a mask. And the ones that felt the most uncomfortable were the ones that had the same routine of a lot. They have big black heavy eyeliner, liquid liner, which I don't think is appropriate for day. I just think it's a little harsh. You just don't need that. Save that for when you're going out or to an event or something. So it was really interesting to hear how many people felt so incredibly uncomfortable toning down their makeup. The ones that, did it up a little bit, they were like, oh, wow, I do look a lot better. So it was just interesting to feel like, why is it that you feel like you need this mask to go out into the world?
Yeah, I love that question because either way, like I obviously don't wear a lot of makeup,
Yeah.
mostly because I don't know what I'm really doing. And I just kind of put myself towards, oh, I'm just natural. I'm natural. That's part
If
of
you
my
feel
makeup.
comfortable and confident, that's great. You
But
don't
I
have to.
don't. That's what I'm
It's
saying. I don't. Like, I would like to look better because I catch a glimpse in the mirror at like work or
I
somewhere
think
and I'm
we're going
like,
to have to do a little consultation when we get off this segment. But think about this as well. I hear so, and I have a ton of friends and they're like, oh, I'm so busy with my life and, I'm doing and doing and doing and giving for my kids. I think the best example that we can set for our children is balance. And our kids, we want our kids to have a healthy, happy life. They're going to emulate whatever it is they're seeing growing up. So if they see that we don't take care of ourselves, we eat poorly, we don't do our makeup, our house is a mess, that is the life our children are going to have. So it's important that we set a good example with our hygiene, with our nutrition, with, you know, how we dress, how we take care of ourselves, how we present ourselves to the world. They watch everything. I didn't even realize until a few years ago. My kids are older. My oldest is 30. Next one's 28, 23, 17. I was shocked that she said, Mom, your lectures on pretty much everything were lame. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They were award winning. And she's like, no, actually, the example that you set, how you take care of our house, how you treat people, how how well you eat, your exercise, all the things, how, your work ethic, all the things you do are so much more impactful. So I was floored that she told me that. But it really, if you think about it, if we want our kids to have healthy, happy relationships with other people, with food, with exercise, they need to see you doing it. So you're doing no one a favor by being the martyr that you are. That's what these mothers are. They're martyrs. And I'm so tired of this. Oh, I do everything for my kids. I'm so tired. Well, don't.
Mhm.
They don't care. They would rather you be a happy human than, sitting there being a martyr, telling everyone how hard you work and how exhausted you are. No one wants to hear it.
Right.
Sorry.
And we want them when they're parents to take care of themselves. So yeah, doing it
Exactly.
first now is important.
Absolutely.
So you are a celebrity makeup artist, and
I
I have a
am.
question that I have to ask
Oh my
is
gosh, tell me.
yes,
Ask
is there
away.
a celebrity that you've worked with that really represents you and your brand that you feel like, yes, this person definitely shows who I am? And if so, why?
Oh my gosh, there's so many of them that I love them all. They're like my
You can
kids. I
love
can't
them
pick.
all,
I
but do
can't.
they
Is
represent
there one?
you or,
Mm,
what you stand for?
a lot of them really do, men and women. So I can't think of exactly one, but I would see Marie Bartiromo. She's on Fox. Cameron Brink. She's a Stanford basketball player. They just have a glow about them that I love. That they look fresh and dewy and pretty, and that's kind of how I want my brand to be. But also my makeup artistry. I am represented by 3 different agents. I'm with Ford Artists, Zenobia, and Brandy Moore. And I kind of have a certain, if you go to ChristinaFlach.com, you can look at my portfolio of my celebrities and my athletes and all the different people I work with and just see they all kind of have the same, they don't look the same, obviously, but they have like, I have definitely have a certain style that I do makeup that looks like you'll like start seeing and go, oh yeah, she did their makeup.
Yeah, that's
The brows
amazing.
are filled in, their eyes are bright, their skin looks fresh and dewy.
It sounds like they're all glowing is what you do. You make them
I
glow
hope
from the
so.
inside out, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, also part of my job as a makeup artist, I get someone in my chair and I have to figure out really quickly, what do they want? Do they want quiet? Do they need a cup of tea, some water? Do they want silence? You really have to be very intuitive, which thank God I am, to people's needs and what they want. And so I have clients sometimes that want to chit chat, and then I have some that just want silence. And so I have to be very respectful of them, because I want them to feel like, I start with like aromatherapy and hand massage just to start, because it kind of gets their face glowing and calms them down, and they're in a good place. And so I really just want them to feel, when they leave my chair, confident with how they look, but how they feel.
I love that. Now, I know there's a lot more to you than just the makeup. You have started some foundations for your son and your husband. Can you talk a little bit about what those are and why you're so passionate about that?
Yes. Well, I'm very passionate about my philanthropic work. My son, Bo, passed away 17 years ago, on Christmas Day. And so there's a school here in the Bay Area in San Francisco called the Northern Lights School. And it is a private school for underprivileged children. And we have been, my family, my kids and I, we've been raising money for them for, my gosh, like 17 years. And then when my husband, Ken Flach, he was a professional former #1 tennis player in the world. He was very involved with raising money as well for the school. So when he passed away 6 years ago, yesterday, actually, I wanted to start another fund for him as well. So we have the Baby Bo Fund and the Ken Flach Educational Fund at the Northern Lights School. Education and nutrition are incredibly important to me. And I want all the kids in the world to have the same experience my children have been blessed with. My son, my youngest son, Ben, Bo's twin, last October raised $71,000
Wow.
playing golf at the celebrity golf tournament. And he's been doing that for the last 8 years. So he's raised over $200,000, which I'm so proud of. But it's so funny. He's so humble and gracious. I'm like, man, you're so amazing, what you did today. And he's like, Mom, I golfed and ate cookies. Like, what's the big deal? And I'm like, Ben, $71,000 is going to mean 7 children can go to private school for an entire year. That changes lives, families, communities. And so I feel really proud of my family for doing this. I just think it's, especially with my husband being a professional athlete, it's not all about just, well, what can we get for free? We get free tickets and all these great things that, all the perks that you get being a professional athlete, family of. And so it's not just that. We have to use his name to help others. And I think that's also helped with our grieving and healing our process, having lost them way too soon. So it's a big part of our life, and I feel really blessed to be a part of it.
Well, I'm sorry for obviously your loss, but it's amazing what you're doing in their memory. So, if there are links that we can put in the show notes to
Yes, I'd
donate
be
to those,
happy.
that
Oh,
would
that would be
be
fabulous. I
amazing.
would be so
Yes.
grateful. Thank you so much.
Oh, we'd love to. So, what can moms do today after stop listening to this podcast? They're going out into the real world. What is that one thing you want them to start doing today?
Laughing,
Ah,
taking care of themselves, go have fun. Stop what you're doing and just say fuck it, and just go get your nails done. Go get a massage. Get your hair done. Just take a little bit time for yourself. You are going to be so much happier and such a better version of you. Your family is going to be like, oh my gosh, this is so great. Self-care, I know I said it earlier, is not selfish. It is the greatest gift that you can give to your family, is taking good care of you. Go take a bubble bath, go to bed early, go read a book, enjoy your life. If you want your kids to enjoy their life, start enjoying your own.
and I love that you said, like, before even all the go get your nails done, laugh. Like, laughing
Just
is
laugh.
free. It's
It's
also
free. It's the best.
contagious
It is.
and it makes
And
you
we all,
glow.
it does. And if you think about it, look, we all have debacles. Okay. I mean, you can imagine with all my kids and all the stuff that goes on. Look, the only thing that we control in our life is how we react to things. When these things get, I used to get angry about stuff like, oh, there's a mess and all the stuff. And then I just started laughing because I'm like, okay, this just gives me comedy for my comedy routine, my mommy comedy routine. Because the best thing, my kids are so much happier when I'm happy. So, how I've had to deal with these, bumps in the road, very big bumps, I've had to learn to find a new normal. I've had to learn to be happy and find joy in my life. And so, because if I'm a disaster emotionally, it's going to affect my children. And that's the last thing they need after all they've been through.
Yeah, so true. So true. So, where can the listeners find you and also tell us a little bit what you offer?
So you can go to ChristinaFlach.com to see my makeup artistry, and there's videos and how tos and everything. The show on California Live on NBC. You can go to PrettyGirlMakeup.com and see our products. We're offering a discount code with discount code Pretty Girl for all your listeners. And on Instagram, Christina Flach Makeup, and Pretty Girl Makeup is PrettyGirlMKup. I'm Too
Oh,
Busy is coming soon.
yes, I'm so excited about that. And I'll have all this in the show notes
Thank you
too.
so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and thank you for coming on. And you just glow. I can see it from just talking to you right now.
Oh,
And
you're
I
so
just
nice.
really appreciate you talking to us about everything.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. It is so important to take time from our to do list and just start living and loving and laughing. Laughter is such a key foundation to that inner glow that really shows that inner beauty from the inside out. Don't forget to take a moment to look at our links in our show notes and learn more about those wonderful foundations for Bo and Ken Flach. And of course, until next week, take time to focus on yourself because you matter.